price of rice, for instance, a bag of rice that was 100,000 last year to reduce, given what dollar was in the previous year. It's talking about the real cost of living and how much people exchange for food and services.
Yeah, I think that in the first 20 minutes of our conversation, we really touched on that. But however, in response to how a price of an item rose from a certain price, let's say 17 or 20,000 to 100, I mean, the facts are there, right? When we remove subsidy and we float the naira, it means everything is going to be rejigged to start all over again. But what we are doing in order to deal with this, like I told you, is investment in agriculture. If you have more people investing in rice and you have more rice in the market, it's the simple logic of economics. If there is surplus in the market, it crashes the price. If there is limited number in the market, it will now create the inflation because the prices of those items will go up. I gave you a perspective of how some businessmen in this country will buy this item in large volume. They will hide it somewhere simply because they want the scarcity to create the inflation in the market. And I said this is undemocratic. I also told you about the investment that the president is making in the area of agriculture through the provision of seedlings. There are quite a number of incentives in that field. And this is in a bid to deal with the problem of food inflation. We discussed that for like 20 minutes.
Yes, I hear you, and I understand you, but you know, this conversation is for the people, and it's important that we also explore the issues they are raising. Because the way I understand it, it's okay. Even at best, if we get the inflation at 15%, which experts say is practically impossible, what it means for the average Nigerian is that what they buy for 100,000 naira last year, they will now exchange for 115,000 naira, not necessarily 85,000 naira. The question on their lips is, we couldn't afford it then. What's the assurance we are going to be able to afford it now? How does that message represent economic and financial liberty for them?
Yes, which is what we have taken our time continuously in engaging with Nigerians to say that Mr. President is carrying out a reform that will put the economy in better footing. And although it has created discomfort and inconveniences for Nigerians, but the president has been saying, hang on with me, have faith in the government, because we are putting in place structures that will make this better, and that we are not going to stay here for a long time. We are going to come out. What are those structures? We've explained the issue of dealing with agriculture. We talk about local production. We talk about the area of human capital development. We talk about the healthcare. You have a very limited resources, and you have so many things you need to put in order to raise the living standard of the people. So you're prioritizing the investment and you're providing intervention in every area. Take, for example, because of the policy, there are people who have difficulty paying their school fees. The president introduced NEL Fund. They can access it, and a lot of people have accessed it, and they have a better life in that. There are many other areas in which the last December festive season, so many people wanted to travel, but there are problem of transportation. The president ordered that transportation be crashed to half the price in order to make it easy for the Nigerian people. So day and night, Mr. President is working on the fundamentals to ensure that the Nigerian people get to a point where life will be better for them. A little more patience from Nigerians and we'll be out of this predicament.
All right, let's take this call. Good morning.